Welcome back to the channel, guys. Now, yesterday, Steelrising released their long-awaited DLC patch update to the game. Now, today we're going to go through the patch notes very quickly, and then at the end, I'll give my opinions on what I think actually happened and changed, because there was a lot of things that I feel like kind of fell on the wayside. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. Now, really quickly, this brand new patch was released to all platforms, that's including Xbox, PS5, and PC. And I do want to go ahead and give a little bit of background. So what this added was the New Game Plus, which gives exclusive weapons to use, some exclusive outfits that you can find, and also some more enemies, different variations, skins, weapons, and movesets to fight. You can play on New Game Plus once you have finished the game and completed it. The New Game Plus option is there, but if you have not yet finished it, you will not be able to play just yet. Now, some of the fixes and improvements that we've been expecting them to fix, they actually fix. Certain things like some of the endurance with certain weapons, the infinite item glitch, which they already fixed with the consoles. They fixed some of the achievements. Moving forward, they also talked about some of the side quests and NPC dialogues, like where certain NPC bubbles would just fall down into the earth's void, I guess. From there, they fixed some audio issues, some of the animations, lightings, and other little fixes for the game. So they did bring some balance changes to the main game, including some of the bosses' damage was increased, some of the resistances and their armor, reduced the damage on some grenades as well as some loot quantity. They also reduced the loot quantity on mobs for alchemical ammunitions and life potions, and also reduced the damage for the Charlottesville and the Charbadis fan. They did go ahead and add, on that note, we hope that you will enjoy the new content to its fullest. We can't wait to read everything you'll share with us. Let's dive into the revolution even more, and happy gaming. So I believe it sounds like that they are waiting for any kind of extra feedback. So I do want to add, if you guys have any feedback, go ahead and find the Reddit and you guys can post it on the Reddit. You guys can also put it on the Steam page or put your feedback on their Twitter. I will link all three of those in the comment section down below. Now, since the update itself, I've done a little bit of playing and some testing, and I want to bring forth some of that information, because one of the biggest things I've talked about, and I have an entire video about it, is about whether or not they should nerf the grenades. My biggest thing was, I don't think that they should nerf the damage that they do, and I provided some information like potentially lowering the drop chance. Now, one of the Redditors that commented on my post, Code Debate 8328, he did say he thinks that the grenades are pretty strong. However, he thinks that when it comes to potentially nerfing the grenades, he thought that there should be like a cap on the amount of grenades that you could hold. In the patch notes, they kind of said that they did. We'll talk about that in just a second. But also, he talked about potentially reducing the tick timer on the flame grenades, like I talked about as well, and maybe even capping it at 3 per type, or how many you can hurdle at a boss at one time. Now, I was able to do some testing on the grenade, and going through every single grenade and testing them all in the same exact way with the same 2 dummies that I used the last time, I found no difference in any grenade except for the explosive grenade. The explosive grenade was the only one that had any kind of change in its damage values whatsoever. So the explosive grenade is just a regular grenade that you see in most games, where you throw the grenade and it explodes and it just does damage. It also does some stagger damage as well, but for the most part, its main purpose is to do damage. Now, pre-patch to the regular enemy, it did 233 damage. Post-patch to the regular enemy, it did 67, which is a huge nerf to the explosive grenade. Which I do feel like when it comes to the grenades, the explosive grenade was a bit more powerful, but in reference to what the flame grenade can do, and it does a lot of damage over that tick time, I definitely would have assumed that they would have nerfed that flame grenade as well. Now, here's where I want to give my overall opinions and findings of this entire patch. I think that this patch was a good patch. It was definitely needed. However, I didn't see any kind of performance fixes or any reference to PC performance issues in the patch notes whatsoever, which is very discouraging. And I know I've seen the comments, and I know you guys have seen a lot about performance, whether it's on the Twitter or anything, in almost every thread or whatnot. There's always a PC player talking about the performance, and they haven't said anything, which is which is a bit weird. To add to that, as far as the grenades, I think that the grenades themselves might be, you know, a bit overpowered when it comes to like the drop rate and whatnot. But even after playing for a good 5 hours, I did not notice any less drop rate or any less loot quantity. If anything, I'm someone who does go around and knock every crate, every box, so that way I can get every loot that's in any area. And I didn't see any slowdown or lessening of any kind of equipment or alchemy or anything. Even when it comes to the enemies, while testing, I feel like there was almost even more grenades and alchemy that was dropping versus before, which is a bit weird. I haven't leveled up my any kind of loot drop chance or multipliers or anything like that. I hadn't had any kind of modules on that increased it before or after, so it is a bit weird because I feel like, as far as for PC, the only change at this point that I saw as far as nerfs, buffs, and fixes were just in the explosive grenade, and that is all. Even when it comes to my PC performance, I saw the same exact stats when it came to my performance of while streaming, while loading the game up, and you guys can see here, it's using a lot of power. So I would like to hear from them their ideas or their plans, or even if they are aware of the PC's performance is not on their known issues tracker at all. So I would like to hear something about that, because I know that is one thing that's pushing a lot of people away, is the performance. Someone else on Reddit even talked about the enemy hitboxes and the input reading. I just think that for the most part, for a game that has so much great potential and that is doing pretty well for, you know, an indie developer, I think that it should be a little bit more transparent in this, because I can see the comments. If I can, I know they can as well. But ladies and gentlemen, this is what I want to hear from you guys. I would love to hear your feedback in the comments below, or you guys can reach out to me, whether it's Reddit, Twitter, or Instagram, or anywhere to reach out to me. I would love to hear you guys' feedback and what your ideas about this patch is. What are you going into new game playing as, and are you excited for the new game plus? If you guys enjoyed this, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate all the support and the subscribers that have been coming to the channel. Thank you guys so much. I want you guys to do one thing for me. Have a beautiful goddamn day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.